Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala. I'm an immigration lawyer here in Houston, Texas. Our law firm is called Zavala Texas Law. We handle immigration, criminal, and business cases. Today is April 14th, 2021, and I have a video for you guys regarding immigration, something that I was reading on the news, and it's kind of it's regarding immigration fraud. And I think immigration fraud is a very big issue because when someone comes to the country, right, or when somebody is an immigrant to the USA, they really don't know a lot of people, or it tends to be that way, right? So whenever they find trust in someone, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's a group or something like that, they tend to trust them, and because they don't know many other people in this country, it's almost kind of like 100% blind trust they give them. So I was reading this article, and this comes from the Washington Post. I'm not endorsing Washington Post. I'm not endorsing any sort of news media, but I'm just reading it. And apparently there was this man in Florida who promised a lot of immigrants licenses, work permits, all this stuff, and in the end of the day, he ended up stealing their money, and now he's doing a 20-year sentence, right? So you're probably asking, oh, why are you doing this video? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. The thing is this. If you are an immigrant, or if you are doing any sort of legal work, and in this video specifically immigration work, you need to make sure you trust the person who is doing your work. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because with immigration, there are immigration lawyers, but there also are what's called notaries. There also are groups who help you with immigration stuff. My biggest worry, and this has happened a lot to me, I've had clients come to me after they went to somebody else and they were put in a worse situation, is it's okay to ask questions. Okay, if you are giving somebody your hard-earned money to get you to a result, to get you to a destination, it is okay for you to ask them questions on how you are going to get there. Okay, because apparently that's what happened here. There was this Florida man who apparently had a good reputation. I'm not going to say his name because it's really immaterial, but he was doing a lot of work for the immigrant community in Florida. He was promising a lot of things. He was taking, and the reason why I'm looking over here is I'm reading it. He was taking a lot of money from people, promising them some things, and at the end of the day, a lot of them would still get deported. There was a lot of fraud going on, and at the end of the day, I mean, yes, he is in jail now, but those immigrants are also either deported, they have an order of removal against them, or there's some negative consequence that happened because of that. Okay, so what I would always tell you guys is, if you are going to do any sort of legal work, like I said in this video particular to immigration work, immigration is a very important thing, and it's going to bring you a very important outcome. Think about it. If you are moving to a new country, that's going to be a big change in your life. It's very important that you trust, or you put your case with somebody who you trust, either because someone referred them to you, because they have good reviews, because you spoke to them, they explained it to you. Be careful, okay? Because I've seen this stuff happen a lot, even here in Houston. And like I said, what happens is, so I tend to deal with primarily the Hispanic community because I speak Spanish. Being that we are here in Houston in Texas, border with Mexico, there's a lot of immigration lawyers who speak Spanish. And I find that a problem that can exist is when an immigrant comes to the United States and they speak Spanish, and they find a lawyer or a notary or something along those lines who speak Spanish, there's automatically almost like a little bridge, form of friendship there because, hey, you speak my language, right? And because of that, trust can be formed. But that's not always the case, okay? So an example that I see a lot, and like I said, I am not singling out anyone. I'm not saying certain lawyers are bad. I'm not saying certain notaries are bad. I'm not saying certain groups, immigration groups are bad. I'm saying watch out for yourself always. Because something that you see a lot is this. I have a lot of clients who will call me, and they'll tell me their immigration situation, and unfortunately I tell them, listen, under my knowledge, under my experience, under what I know, there is nothing we can do for you given your situation. And then they either are upset at me, or they say, oh, this other person told me that they could do this, 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 this. I am always going to say, if someone's promising you something, ask them how they're going to get you there. And if they can explain, I mean, I can explain. If you come to my office and you give me a situation and I know we can help you, I can tell you how we can help you. I can tell you the law that is going to support us, all that stuff. You should be able to ask the other person the same thing. And if they can explain that to you, view that as a sign of caution. A big example I get a lot is I have a lot of calls of people who are currently here in this country illegally, right, undocumented. And they call me and they say, hey, I want a work permit. right? Can you get me a work permit? I know a lot of people are getting work permits. Okay, the thing you need to think, this is just an example, by the way. The thing you need to know about work permits is this. View it this way. If you are here in this country illegally, undocumented, right? The government did not give you permission to be here. Ask yourself this. Why would they give you permission to work? Right? That's a benefit, right? You need permission from the government to work. So if you are here undocumented, the government did not give you permission to be here, ask yourself, why would they give you permission to work? And the truth is, they're not going to give you permission to work. They're not going to give you a work permit unless, and this is where the big thing is that a lot of lawyers, notaries don't tell their clients, is the only way to, if you're here undocumented, illegally, whatever you want to call it, to get a work permit is if you essentially turn in an application to immigration that makes you eligible for a work permit. A lot of people will put in what's called an asylum application. But the problem with that is the moment you turn in an asylum application, you are letting immigration know that you are here in the USA. They now know you are here. And yes, you may be eligible for a work permit, but at the same time, you have introduced an application that is going to be processed. And that process could either be approved or denied. And guess what? If that gets denied, you don't get to stay here. They're going to send you back to your country. And that's a lot of information that people do not tell their clients. So there's a lot of people out there who say, oh yeah, I could get you a work permit, don't worry, we can get you. Which is kind of true. They can get you a work permit, but they don't tell the clients, hey, but to get this work permit, we're going to have to submit this application that 97% chance is going to be denied. And with that denial, they're going to deport you. So that's a very big important thing. You need to be able to, what's that saying, see the forest instead of the trees. Like if someone tells you that they can do something for you, ask them why, ask them how. Ask all the questions that are going through your head. Do not just blindly trust anybody, okay? Because unfortunately, when it comes to immigration law, a lot of the clients are not from the USA and they don't know the rules. So they put trust into someone that they feel that they can trust when, you know what, trust is earned, okay? So I'm sorry about this little rant. The reason why I decided to do the video, I was reading this last night and it reminded me of a lot of stuff I see here in Houston, Texas, you know, either notaries, and remember guys, I'm not saying anything bad with notaries. We work with notaries. Notaries are great people, but they are not lawyers. Okay? They may know the immigration laws, but they are not lawyers. So be careful about that. 2, if you do speak with a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, or a notary, and they say, oh yeah, we could do this, we could do this, we can do this, ask them how. And you know what? You go do your own research. Now that there's Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, all those search engines, the information is out there, right? Do your own research because at the end of the day, it's protecting your own livelihood, okay? So that's just really what this video is about. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to downplay anyone. What I'm trying to say is it's your life. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you do your research before you just give over a lot of money. You know, here I'm reading cases where people are paying this guy over $10,000, $12,000 and he wasn't able to do anything for them. And don't get me wrong, I mean, immigration's expensive, right? I get it. But you need to think to yourself, what benefit are you getting for all this? Your life is going to drastically change assuming you win your case, right? So it's best to go with someone you trust, best to go with someone who has experience, best to go with someone who's done this before. And if at any point you don't feel confident, you have questions, ask them. You are giving them your money, right? They should be able to answer your questions, okay? So that's it. That's my rant. I'm not trying to go much longer than that, but just do your research, everybody. And you know, that's something really big here at Zavala Texas Law is that we want to make our clients happy. You know, we think that's very important. We think reviews are very important. We think client interaction is very important. And if you guys have questions and you want to do a consultation, call me. I will answer your questions as well as I know. And I'm sorry you may not like the answer. You know, sometimes people are just in situations that I cannot help you. Okay? But it's always coming from my experience, what I would call the truth. Okay? So that's my rant for today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but it's very important because people do get taken advantage of, and it's an unfortunate situation, okay? So if you like this video, if like anything we do, you can always find us on any sort of social media under Zavala Texas Law. Our phone number is right here on the screen in our description. You can always schedule an appointment with me. My name is Charles Zavala. If you call us, the appointment will be with me personally, Charles Zavala. Right now we're doing phone consultations, but we're more than happy to help you any way we can, okay? So if you like this video, please subscribe, like, share it, do all that good stuff, okay? So have a beautiful day, and I wish you all the best. Bye.